So in this video we will talk about the EFS thing. Um, what is EFS? Why do we need EFS? For example, let me show you the diagram. So far we've been discussing with these kind of setups. Say for example, you have one EC2. Okay, let me do like this. So this is like an instance A, and this is, we call it as instance B. Okay, when you say instance A and instance B, so obviously for each and every instance there would be a root EBS volume connected. Okay, now say for example you are so you are inputting some data in here. So for example you're putting like sam.txt file. So obviously in this EBS you will not be able to see because this is completely isolated. But this is a big problem. For example, if you install your WordPress and you have updated all your bike pictures in this, okay, so obviously if your instance is gone, then there is no point. Of you can't get it back, okay, unless you save the same things somewhere else. So what we are going to introduce here is we are going to introduce something called EFS here. So here there is something called EFS. Okay, so elastic file systems. So inside the EFS we're gonna put all these files here itself, so that it will be, and we are just mounting it to all the instances. So if instance A is putting some files into here, so the same file the instance B can take it. So if the instance B is putting some file, the same file instance A can take it. So this we called as a centralized storage, and the name of this called is elastic file systems. Okay, it is one of the beautiful AWS services. So let's do a quick demo, and what we're gonna do here is, so I've already created two instances using the CloudFormation stack, and now I'm going to log into this instance A instance. I'm going to perform some activities, like I'm going to install EFS software first, then I'm going to create a directory, then I'm going to change some configuration files, then I'll mount it. Then yeah, I have mentioned all these things in the notepad. I can share it in the description, no issues. Okay, so let me quickly go back, and then here we go. Yes, so if you see, I have EFS instance A and EFS instance B. Okay, now I'm gonna click on EFS instance A and then click on connect, and then click on connect. So EFS instance A is getting connected. Perfect. Now if you type ls-l, okay, before that just make sure that there is a command called disk free space df-k. So this will tell you what all the devices have been mounted on this Linux machine. So on this Linux machine there is only one thing is mounted, which is nothing but this one, dev xvda1. Okay, so what is dev xvda1? It's nothing but, if you go to your instance, if you go to this instance A, then scroll down, there is something called storage, click on it. Yeah, see, this is the root device name and this is the path, dev xvda. So this is the one which is mounted here. We do not have anything else, but after the exercise, after we mount the EFS path, then you will get some extra details. So that is what we're gonna see right now. Okay, so in order to start, let me go to my notepad. Okay, here we go. The first thing is I'm gonna the first thing is I'm going to create an EFS system, elastic file system, manually. So come back, look for the services. If you hit EFS here, you will get the first services called elastic file system. Okay, so once you click on it, you'll come back here, click on create file system, and what is the name? You can give some name, your file system optional, but I want to give something like this, A4L-EFS. So I'm clicking on it. Then make sure that you're using the right VPC or where your EC2 instances are created. Okay, that is very important. Say for example, in my case, let me go to instances, and if you scroll right or left? Okay, let me click on this one, the instance A. Let me see the networking part, and you will see which VPC ID. Okay, the VPC ID is 0F3BEB, even if it would be the same 0F3BEB. So I'm going to use the same thing, 0F3BEB. Okay, cool. Now are you want to make this EFS a regional based across multiple AZ, or is just one zone? So I'm going to make it regional based for now, and then don't click on create directly, just click on customize, because we're going to make a lot of modifications in here. So name given, availability and durability, I'm going to give regional. And do you want to enable the automatic backups? I don't want for this demo, so I'm just unchecking it. And this is like a lifecycle management, as I already explained in S3. For example, for some days you want to move it to a different infrequent access, so you can always check my video, check on that video, and then scroll down. So there are two modes here, one is a performance mode, one is a throughput mode. So for this demo, just go for general purpose and busting mode. And do you want to encrypt data at rest? If you enable that, then you have to provide the KMS key. So I don't want to do that right now, so just uncheck it and then click on next. Okay, now here choose the right VPC again, just to make sure that whether it might get changed, so just make sure that you're choosing the right VPC. Okay, see this, and then here I'm gonna delete all the security groups. Okay, so this is what mount target is. Mount target is nothing but you have to, for each and every availability zone which you're choosing, we have to choose a right subnet ID and security groups. Okay, so for this demo I'm going to choose, this is my application A, so I'm going to choose SN-AP-A. That's what I've given. Yes, correct. And for use subnet B, I'm going to choose app B, and this one is app C. Yes, you're right. So now in the security group, you just choose the same security group which is coming up already for you, implementing EFS. So click on it, scroll down, and then click on next. So don't do anything here, hit on next and then click on create. So now the EFS will be created in a couple of minutes. So once the forget about this, this is for a different demo. Yeah, so we have to focus on this one only, A4L EFS. Okay, so in the meantime, let the EFS gets created. So we have filled up all these steps, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into the instance A, which I've already logged in here. So okay, let me re-log in again. So this is instance A, connect, and then click on connect. So instance A is getting created. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to perform the same command, df-k. So if you see, we have only one root device is mapped here, dev xvda1. Okay, now I'm going to install yum y install Amazon EFS utilities, control V, enter. So this will get installed. Okay, it is already there, which is good. If you don't have it, just run that command, and then you have to run this command. It just create the directory /efs/wp-content. So ls-l, if you put it, efs wp-content. So there is nothing, no files are there, because we just created it directly newly now. And then this is the command which you have to execute it, sudo vi/etc/fs tab. Fs tab is nothing but this will tell you that what are the block devices or file storage devices have been connected to this machine. Even if the instance restarts, even if the instance restarts, this EFS and EFS will be in communication only to the instance. So that's why we have to modify these files here. So I'm going to modify this. 1 minute. Okay, my system is getting hanged for some reason. 1 minute. Okay. Okay, perfect. Now it's working. So you have to follow certain certain commands like this. Say for example, you need to execute. Okay, so you need to execute like this. So once your EFS is getting created here, so right now it shows Okay, EFS, the one which we created manually here, it shows available. Okay, good. Click on A4L EFS and there is a file system ID you're getting. So you have to copy this file system ID and open up your notepad and just copy and paste it here. Okay, and then colon and then slash and then slash efswp hyphen content is the directory which we created, and this is the file system. So just copy this and then you're going to paste it here in the notepad in the vi editor. This is done. Escape key, shift ZZ. So this is done. So what's next right now? So once that is done, you have to mount it. Okay, so how are you going to mount it? Sudo space. Okay, I think I have a network issue, just give me a minute. Okay, so I'm just copy the command, I'm gonna paste it, Control V, enter. So now it will say it's mounted, and then what we're gonna do is, so you're gonna type df-k. Now you will see some extra things. See the last line which says slash efswp hyphen content, which we created the directory, so that has been mounted right now. So EFS is in connected, there is a connection happened between the instances and this EFS. So now I'm gonna create some files here. Okay, so cd wps hyphen what's the file name? EFS. Okay, EFS. Okay, EFS wp hyphen content. Now if you hit enter, there is no files. Now I'm gonna touch some files, samir.txt example. Okay, sudo su, so touch samir.txt. So now ls, so there is a file called samir.txt, and if you remember, this entire instance is instance a. Okay, remove that. Remember that is entire instance in instance a. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to go to instances, I'm going to connect to instance b. Okay, instance b, hit on connect. So this is instance a and this is instance b. Okay, cool. Now if you do df-k, obviously in this instance b we never mounted the EFS thing yet, so that is what we're going to repeat the same step. So for that, even if you type ls-l slash what is that, EFS wp hyphen content, if you hit enter, no files, because we never performed anything at all. So we're going to do the same thing for instance b. So for that, what you have to do is, you have to install the EFS utility, Control V, you have to hit enter, it will be installed. Then you're going to create a directory and then sudo mkdir, done. Directory is created. Now you're going to change the vi etcfs tab, Control V, hit enter. Now you guys know the drill. So dollar, then you just press the A button. Now what I'm going to do is, I'm going to copy the same fs tab, or maybe I've already copied it here. Yeah, this one, right? So I already copied it here, so I'm gonna paste the same thing in here. Okay, Control V, okay, shift ZZ. So now it is done. Now if you type, you have to mount it. So there is a mount command here already. So sudo mount /efs wp hyphen content, Control V, hit enter. So it will say mounted. Now if you type df-k, now you will get the last line which says it is mounted. Now if you go back to cd efs wp hyphen content, now you will see the file called samir.txt. See, samir.txt is here, which is nothing but, this is my instance b and that is my instance A. So instance A, when we created it, now it's reflecting. Now in instance B, if you do something like this, touch zulfi.txt, okay, sudo su. Now if you type touch zulfi.txt, okay, so now if you type ls, you'll get zulfi.txt. Okay, the same thing if you type ls here in instance A, see, so it's reflecting. Okay, so this is how the sync happens in EFS. So we're gonna do a nice demo on WordPress site on EFS in the next video. So this is just a basic concepts of how the files and other things are getting reflected. Yeah, so that's all guys, thank you.